Hey guys, hello everyone. Happy new month. Yes, happy new month everyone and welcome to Echo FX. So, it's great to be in the month of March, right? March is actually has always been a very good month trading wise, right? And this month there's a lot of opportunities. There's a huge load of packed opportunities in this new month that you wouldn't want to miss out on. Yes, I said you don't want to miss out on any of them. So I hope you had actually had a pretty good month of February. Well, month of February was kind of rough, but still great. If you followed all our analysis back to back in the month of February, definitely you should have made a lot of money. Yeah, you should have made a lot of money. Even from the last week analysis, you should have made a lot of money from last week analysis. Yeah, and this is another opportunity to make even much more for yourselves, right? So I'm going to be giving some brief information in regards to what is currently moving the market or some of the anticipation and expectations that we have in the market for this new week and possibly for the month of March. Right. So if you're still with us to this very moment and you'll get to subscribe. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Welcome, guys. If the first time you're watching our weekly analysis, I want to welcome you to the family. Yeah, welcome to the family. So but if you've been here for a very long time and you're still here to support the channel, you're here to like our videos, you're here to subscribe, you're here to comment, you're here to share our videos. Why? Come on, like the video, subscribe, please. Yeah, please. All right, so share the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends. Put down in the comments anything that is in your mind you want to put down in the comments. If it's that you want us to add some things to that to the and the analysis, like some of the charts or some of the instruments we look at, yeah, you can put it in the comment section. You can make the suggestion, and definitely we'll be looking at it. Right. So if you're subscribed, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's go straight into the video, right? So last month was actually pretty packed, a lot of tariffs, Trump giving a lot of tariffs here and there to Canada, Mexico, Colombia, China, you know, extending that implementation of those tariffs to this month and all of like so there a lot of things has been happening and dollar was to a great extent weak right last month, right? But towards the end of the week, we saw some kind of strength coming into the market. I'll be looking at all of those on the chat pretty soon, right? So this month is actually going to be an exciting month, because on Tuesday, which is the 4th of March, that was the extension Donald Trump gave to implementation of those tariffs on Mexico and Canada. And also, that's a 25% tariff implementation or increase implementation, then also 10% on China. And all of this is likely to be implemented in March. That's this month, which is on 4th of March, which is on Tuesday. So brace up, guys. Brace up for impact. So I'll be showing you how some of those tariffs could actually affect the market. Guys, looking at the Canadian market. Well, we're not looking at the Mexican market, right? We're looking at the Canadian market most importantly and see what happened in February and compared to what could happen in March. All right. So let's just look at from the fundamentals point of view what we're expecting for this new week. So tomorrow, which is Monday, we're going to be expecting the CPI from the Eurozone, then manufacturing PMI from the US zone, right? Then on Tuesday, we're having monetary meetings from the Australian region. Then we also have a speech from the Bank of, as the president or the governor of the Bank of Japan, right? We're having a speech by 3:15 West African time or GMT plus one on Tuesday. Then going into Wednesday, we're having GDP from the Australian region and also CPI. So, this CPI, this forecast, right, for the Swiss franc, this is like the first time in a long time, like in months, that we're having um an increase in the forecast, like that this is about a 0.6% increase, like forecasted increase in um in inflation in the Swiss franc region. So if this should come out positive, or if it should come out same, there's going to be a lot of momentum for the Swiss franc, and I mean, we're going to be seeing a lot of strength, right? So the Swiss franc could gather a lot of strength coming this Wednesday, right? So we also, and this is, permit me, sorry, we're going to be having NFP this week. So this is actually NFP. And if you know what NFP is, I'll be explaining it in a very short while, right? So we're going to be having ADP, that's from the US zone by 2:15 on Wednesday, then ISM services PMI by 4 p.m. on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, we'll be having the Euro Summit, right? There are a lot of things that have been happening in the Euro region. That was last week Sunday. They had their election, right, which was quite good for the European region. But there has also been some issues between US and Ukraine lately, because Donald Trump had to fly or invited the president of Ukraine, that's Zelensky, to the Oval Office in White House. They had a meeting, but the meeting escalated to something else, right? And it has been causing a lot of. If I will see it on the chat on Friday, that was when the meeting was held, and after the meeting, Euro was very weak because the meeting did not go as anticipated or as planned. It didn't go so well, so it affected the market. It affected the euro currency negatively. I'm looking at that shortly, but they'll be having their interest rate statement, their monetary policy statement on Thursday by 2:15. Then we'll be having a conference by 2:45. Then lastly on Friday we'll be having NFP, right? So we know NFP is always a fundamental release on the first Friday of every month, right? First Friday of every month, the United States always release their data from unemployment rate for the previous month and also change in employment. That's whether the employment or more jobs were added into the economy, or people got fired or people lost their job in the month of February. So that release will be happening on the 7th of March, which is Friday, by 2:30 p.m. GMT plus one. So hope you're ready, right? So if you're not, please be ready, right? So that is all from the fundamental aspect. Then let's go straight into the chart, right? Let's go straight into the chart. So right, so this is actually the dollar index, right? So this is the dollar index, the daily time frame. So you can see that the dollar index last week, I told you the last week. If you look at the monthly time frame, let me just show you probably the weekly time frame. So this was the first week in February, second week in February, third week in February, and this is the last week in February. So you can see how it declined for 3 weeks. Then on the last week, there was an appreciation in the dollar, right? So whether dollar is weak or is still strong, well, we'll look at that very soon. But if you look at it closely, right, before we go into Euro USD, where I'll be showing you some of the reasons why the euro was weak, and this is also one of the reasons euro was weak. That was what caused the dollar to be strong, right? Because if you look at Euro USD, when we go there, you will see that euro actually sold on Friday due to that particular news, right? So what do we look at? If you look at the market closely, we can see that there's a very likely chance that we could see the dollar strength going, or regaining, or the dollar regaining its strength again, right? This is very, very important, because if you look at this region here, price actually found it difficult to break above this region in the past, and when it eventually did, it went all the way up and came back there, and now we can see some bullish responses on a weekly time frame. And this is actually a very strong response, because it's actually in a support region, right? And that could potentially mean that the dollar is regaining its strength back, and could potentially cause the dollar to go further to the upside, right? And if dollar is going to be going up, where do we ideally anticipate that strength to get to, right? So this is the ideal place that we could see the dollar coming back to. So let's look at it from a daily perspective. So you can see that this particular chart is already pointing all the way to the upside, right? So we're expecting a strong dollar for the new week or for the new month. Now, if that's the case, let's look at Euro USD then. So if you look at Euro USD on Friday, and let me do Control Y, so you can see this was on Friday. This was Thursday. You can see the long sell off on Friday. This was Thursday, then this was Friday, right? So let's go to a daily time frame and let's try to look at it again and see how we can potentially go into a trade. And if you've been watching closely, right, on this particular instrument. Remember, I said something on Euro USD. I think it was on this particular, okay, I think it was on a daily time frame. Yes, it was on a daily time frame. I marked out some very important regions and I told us that we should be looking for selling opportunities on Euro USD, right? Exactly from this region. Because you can see if you go to the 4 hours, you see that the market has been in a big range. When it comes here, goes back down, goes back up, goes back down. From here again, went back all the way to this level, came back all the way down here, one went all the way back to this level. And what is it doing now? It's pointing now to the downside. So from here, if you watch our previous weekly analysis, I've been anticipating a strong dollar that is to cause the Euro USD to come all the way back down. So for the new week, I'm expecting a bearish Euro USD, right? I'm expecting a bullish dollar. When I say bullish dollar, I mean dollar will be strong, which would cause Euro USD to crash all the way to this level. So where do we possibly get into this market? So if we were to look at it again, we can see that you can see this level here, the price broke below, retested, and it's continued downward. So where do we go into this market? This is a very tricky one because there's a possibility that price may not get all the way to this point again. But if it does, that's going to be a good gift, right? So if it comes back all the way to this point, it could be a good point to, look for your selling opportunities back down here, right? So this is very easy, right? Very, very easy. So this is where I'm looking to take my sales for Euro USD. And if it doesn't come here, then possibly, when price trade lower, then look for some sell opportunities further down. Or if the price comes all the way back to this stop, I will still be willing to sell. So anywhere, any support or any resistance I see to sell this market will be a good opportunity. So there's also another level here. So if price maybe comes here and you don't see an opportunity to sell and it comes all the way down up here, you can still sell from here. So it's either I sell from here or I sell from this point further down. So any of those two regions would be a good point for me to take my sales, right? Be a good point for me to take my sales. I hope that's quite clear, right? So that is that for Euro USD. So remember, keep this in mind. We're expecting a strong dollar for the new week, and this is also NFP week. Remember, NFP week, and we'll be having some high fundamentals from the Euro region on Wednesday. Or sorry, on Wednesday. So remember that and keep that in mind, right? So let's look at USD JPY, right? So if you look at USD JPY from a daily perspective, you can also see the same strength in dollar happening. All right, you can see on Friday, you can see that strength in dollar, right? This was Wednesday, this was Thursday, this was Friday. And this is very, very important because if you look at a little bit to the left, you will see that the dollar or the USD JPY is kind of reversing or responding to a support region from the daily time frame. You can see this was a support that caused this market to go all the way to the upside. Price is there again, and you can see the same response. So you may think this may not make sense, but ideally we could see USD JPY returning back to this point here. Yeah, we could possibly see this market coming back all the way here. Well, take it or leave it. Right, take it or leave it. It's possibly going to happen. And so how do we get into this market, right? On the 4 hour is not really clear. Let's look at it on the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour time frame, price is currently sitting on a like kind of on a resistance region around here, right? So if you want to go into this market, I want to see some volatility, some breakouts, uh, breakouts above this region. Then we can look to take our buy. So possibly when the market comes back down, then you could take your buys further up, right? You take your buys all the way further up, right? So any of the way. So if it breaks back up, but I want to see that strength or that push up first, right? If it pushes up, then you can even take your buys immediately. If you don't want to wait for it to come back, fine. But all the way, I'm expecting a weak JPY, like a strong dollar against the JPY. But if you're to trade between Euro USD and USD JPY, Euro USD will be my pick, right? Or you can trade both of them, right? So you can buy USD JPY and sell Euro USD, right, for the new week. So let's look at another instrument. Let's look at GBP card, right? The reason why I'm choosing GBP card is because Well, maybe we should look at USD CAD because the dollar is strong and the Canadian dollar is very weak. So I don't have my USD CAD on my watch list. Yes, let me bring it all out quickly. USD CAD. This is USD CAD here. Chart window. All right. So this is USD CAD, right? And if you look at it from a daily perspective, you can see how CAD has been very weak. If you look at those other currency pairs, you will see that it was only on maybe on a daily time frame. You can see that it was just literally right. You can see just 3 days that there was some strength in the dollar on this instrument. But if you look at USD CAD, you see that the USD CAD has been very weak for days. One, two, three, four, five. So the card has been very weak for one, two, three, four, for like 6 good days. The card has been very weak. And the reason for that is because of the upcoming implementation of tariffs, 25% implementation of tariffs on the Canadian zone, which has been causing, and this was what happened when Trump implemented that tariff. That was on the 1st of February. So he implemented it, then later retracted and delayed it for 4th. So this was what happened. There was a gap to the upside, right? And the market reversed because he delayed that implementation again. And that is kind of repeating, going to repeat itself. So you can see that the Canadian dollar has been very weak and USD has been strong, right, for the last week of February, which could potentially continue for the new month. So let's look at it. Let's try to bring or analyze the market. Let's try to break it down a little bit. So this is a point here, but let's go a little bit higher. All right, higher, because there's a particular level that I've always been looking at. Right? Yes, this is level, this level here. So price has always kind of been respecting this level. All right, let's have that there. Let's go back to the weekly, daily. Right, so these are like the two important levels. So most likely price is going to come back to this point again. Yeah, most likely price is going to come back there. So how do we get into this market? This is actually going to be quite easy. So if we're going to see a strength in the dollar, possibly want to see something like this, the market break back, break above, right, then a little retracement, then a continuation to the upside, right? That's nothing more than that. So that's what we'll be expecting for this week on the Canadian dollar, right? On the USD card. So if on Tuesday that implementation happens, we should see, you know, a spike in USD card, right? We should see a spike in USD card, a spike in GBP card also, because it's going to affect all card instruments. So we see a spike. You can also see GBP card on the daily time. You can see how GBP has been very strong over the Canadian dollar for a period of days, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like 2 weeks, right? Like two trading weeks. You can see how it has been strong. So card is very weak at the moment, and this is where you want to be. So you can either trade USD card or trade GBP card or Euro card, any of them, and you're trading against the Canadian dollar because the market is, or Canadian dollar is actually quite weak. Although price is on the support, so just be very careful for, like I said, you want to see a breakout, right? You want to see a breakout first, then you can then look for further buys to the upside, right? So let's look at another instrument. Let's look at oil, right? Let's look at oil. So oil has been on the decline for a long time, right? It has been on the decline for quite a long time, like for months, for like 2 months now. It has been on the decline. Let me show you. Let me show you that. All right, let me just look at the weekly. Monthly is not really clear. So you can see this is like um 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So for like 7 weeks, oil has closed lower, right? It has closed lower and lower and lower, and that's because of the fact that Trump, is planning on, raising the bar for oil production in the United States, right? So that has been causing a whole lot of weakness in the price of oil because the supply is increased and the demand, not really there per se. So it has been causing a lot of negative momentum for the price of oil, which will potentially continue for the new month. So how do we look at the oil markets? Well, for me, basically, I've been looking at doing oil long term. I've not been, doing in and out or doing some daily trading because the overall momentum for the oil market is to the downside. So just sell anywhere possibly, just sell. But if I'm to give you a good region to sell from, is where price currently is, somewhere around here. Exactly. All right, somewhere around here will be a good price to sell oil from. So anywhere around this region, you can keep shorting oil. If you're asking me where are we selling to, just keep selling on it until the market says otherwise. But you can also, throw your stop loss, manage your risk properly so that you don't give the market back all your profit. So from anywhere around this point will be a good place to sell. So you can sell to maybe somewhere around the $65 per barrel region from 69. That's about 500 pips, right? That's a lot of money. A lot of money. So this is what I'll be looking at for oil for the new week, right? So when the market opens, right, just look to sell oil basically. Yeah, just look to sell oil basically. So we are selling from the $70 per barrel all the way to 65, which is actually good. That is like 500, like $5 decline, which is about 500 pips, which is a good money. This is good money, right? Which is good money. So lastly, we're going to be looking at US 100. Well, US 100 has been on a decline for like, I don't know what happened, right? I think that, and basically this is caused by the tariffs and uncertainty in the US, right? That's what has been causing the decline on the equity market, right? So the US 100 was just dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping, right? But price has currently encountered a support region somewhere around here. Yeah, somewhere around here. Encountered a support region, but broke below it, right? So, but the equity market is a market that is one way or the other is a market that always pushes to the upside. So, if you look at this region too, let's possibly take this out. So you can see this support level here that price encountered, and you can see this pin bar that was created. This is like the first sign of bullishness after a long sell, which could potentially cause this market to go back up. And remember, there's NFP this week, right? So, and also we had Nvidia earning report. So Nvidia is like the second largest company in terms of market capitalization in the whole world after Apple, right? And they had their earning report that was on Wednesday last week, which came out good, right? Which was supposed to give a lot of positive momentum to this particular market because the Nasdaq, sorry, the Nvidia company, but their stock is also listed on the US 100, which could have caused the market to go all the way back up, but it didn't. But in which way, this is actually a good sign for a possible reversal. So if you have to go into this market, just wait for the market to give another good sign of bullishness, like another good candle sign of bullishness, and you can take your buy and ride this market all the way back to the upside around this point here. Yes. So this is actually a lot of money if you ask me. A lot of money, right? So this is my outlook for US 100. This is not, I don't literally look for selling opportunities, right? It's just for buys. But if this market should break below the support, well, you could be forced, right? The market could force you to look for some selling opportunities back down here, right? This is the next level that you want to be selling into, then possibly look for another buy further up, right? So this is actually pretty good, pretty easy, nothing too complicated. Just take your trading simple and easy, manage your risk properly, and definitely you make a lot of money. So I've shared a lot of value in this video for this period, and I want you to take advantage, right? Take advantage, share it in the comment section the opportunities or the instrument you trade and you made money from. Share it in the comments. It's a lot encouraging to other traders like you to be confident in taking all of these trades and analysis. All right, so this brings us to the end of today's session, right? I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you enjoyed the training. You got a lot of value and you've written down the trades or the opportunities you want to take. All right. So thank you very much, guys. Have a profitable week. If you're still yet to subscribe and you watch to the end, please subscribe to the channel, like the video. I enjoy the video, I expect you enjoy it too, so the least you can do is to like. All right, so come on, please like the video. So thank you guys, have a profitable week, have a profitable month, stay safe, manage your risk properly, and bye for now.